How we doing, people? Billy Big Balls here, episode 30, a milestone. So for the 30th episode, we thought we'd get a rock star on. How we doing, Elton?
Billy, what's up, brother?
Good, bro. Well, yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
No problem, man.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Well overdue, no?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Well overdue. God bless, bro. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome, man. Elton, would you like to tell people who you are and what you're about, and we'll take it from there?
I'm a simple guy. I'm from Dublin, from Harold's Cross. I love life.
Right.
Like to keep things simple.
Yeah.
Nothing too stressful. Have my hobbies and my passions like every man.
Yeah.
I suppose a bit quiet now, more relaxed in my older age, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You get like that, don't you? You know?
Well,
Yeah.
it has to be that way, otherwise you go a bit crazy. And I mean that in a good way. But yeah, life keeps me busy, doing a bit of traveling, not as much as I used to or as much as I would like to in some areas. But blessed to travel from London to Geneva to Milan. As you know, I do a few shows and I get invited all the time when it comes to watches or cigars, whiskey, the finer things in life.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I've learned that those things are not the most important stuff you can have.
Yeah.
Obviously, people talk about family, friends, where you grew up, your city, but there's more than that.
Yeah.
You know, I think I find that in my older age, you become a bit more positive.
Yeah.
But I mean that in a more reserved way. So you learn to manage yourself in areas which you didn't before.
Oh, no,
you know?
100%, yeah.
And I always think you wake up in the morning and your first thought is not what counts, is your second thought, and your first action is what counts.
Yeah.
I do a bit of reading. I like to read. I've got three books I read all the time.
Okay.
So we can get into that. But yeah, that's me. That's me.
So what kind of books do you read?
Well, I read the Bible every day.
Okay.
And I recommend that to everybody. I think it's the most amazing thing you can do. People say, oh, if I had 5 minutes with Jesus, you can have 5 minutes with Jesus anytime.
Okay.
I read the Bible. I read it most of the time randomly. Proverbs, you can go through the Proverbs or the Psalms. But I really, really recommend that for everybody. It's a good peace of mind. And I read Machiavelli the Prince and Marcus Aurelius Meditations religiously, these two books all the time. And I love them. There's a lot to be said about these two individuals. Two different spectrums altogether.
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius, top of the world, had everything that he wanted. Yet he was so kind and so gentle, and he wrote these things that stood the test of time for thousands of years. Then you have Niccolo Machiavelli. He wrote The Prince, and he's basically telling people how to gain power and how to do it. But I read in between the lines because people talk about the Machiavellian message all the time, which can be a bit harsh. But I genuinely think if you read between the lines and the message that it's sending is teaching young men how to stay strong and how to give, the best that they can without giving themselves away too easily. But Marcus Aurelius, for me, I recommend that to everybody that's watching. What a book! What a book! You can read meditations. You can watch it on YouTube. You can read different chapters. But some message from this guy. He had everything that he wanted. He had Rome at his feet, yet he was so gentle and so polite with his people. That's how he lasted, I suppose.
That's how everyone should be.
Well, that's how everyone should be. Yeah. So I suppose I learned those things as you get older. When you're young, you don't really have time to do that. Played football since an early age. Played for Bows under 21s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bows.
I'm a Pats fan though. I'm a Pats fan. I'm a Pats fan. Diehard Pats fan.
I know. Yeah, we're down where we live. It's either Shells or Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, Rovers are doing well. They'll be doing well for a while, and it's not just the money. It's they got a good crowd behind them and they got a good stadium. But I'm a big Pats fan, and nothing beats a home match in Inchicore. Okay. I have to say,
Yeah.
I'm a big football fan. I love it. I love racing. I love cars. I love football.
Yeah.
So anything like that, fast paced. Played basketball as well when I was younger.
Right.
It was a different time. I think I could have made it at a higher level. My brother was definitely better than me. He played as well. He played with Montmarion.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're a good team. But you need the support. You need the support of the community. You need the support of your parents.
Yeah.
And if they're guiding you to maybe go to school and do other things, it's just not going to happen. As a boy of 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, you just need that dedication from everybody around you. But yeah, I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed. Everything happens for a reason. I believe that.
Yeah.
Big time. I believe that big time. Yeah.
You met me for a reason.
Hey, I met you for a reason. This was well overdue. I mean, we see each other all the time.
Yeah. Look, I never, you know, when you walked into the barbers that time, that was the first time I ever seen you.
Yeah, no, I see you all the time.
I probably went.
And I'd seen you
all
on
the time,
on the videos and everything. So I said, look, I'll leave it. Like, you know, next time we'll have a chat. But please God, this could be something.
Hopefully,
like, you know,
the start of something good. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's me. That's me in a nutshell. In many ways. I suppose now I'm relaxing a bit, you know, if I can, when I can. But I think I would like to give something back to young men,
right?
You know, young lads coming up, even through football, or if they want to do something in life, starting a business. So I'm trying to help as much as I can.
Yeah.
Every guy I know wants to start a business.
Yeah.
And they think it's easy, you know. This is the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's easy, and it should be easy in your head. But there is some landmarks that they don't tell you. I'm trying to do a lot of work like that, trying to help young lads.
Yeah.
The main reason why business has failed is because you run out of money.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. You know, if you could keep going, if you could keep trading, you'll eventually make it. But you run out of money. So it breaks my heart seeing some lads that just want to open a barber shop or want to open like a tech shop or something.
Yeah.
And they don't know what happens in month 6, 8, 10, 12.
Yeah.
You eventually, it's all about cash flow.
Yeah.
It's not about profit. So I'm trying to help some young lads.
Yeah, keep them in the right direction.
But it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. However, it should be easy in your head. Otherwise, you never start, like, you know?
Well, this is it, you know, you see the vision, don't you? You know, in your own head, like, and I know it's, like you say, you know, month 6 or whatever, you know what's going to be, but like, if you have the vision, you know.
Nobody should tell you anything else. If you got the vision, you should go for it. The saying that everything happens for a reason is a bit basic.
Yeah.
I believe that whatever's happening to you right now, you will find out in time yet why it has happened.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why you went down that road, why you failed here, why you succeeded there, which means you joined these 2 roads to meet somebody else. And please God, you got to think positive that it will go in a direction that you want it to go.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, yeah.
But I think something like that is missing in Dublin. I wish more people could do that, to give some advice. It hasn't been easy. I mean, at a young age, I was lucky enough, I was successful. Then you go down again, then you up again. So in a way, that's probably the best thing that can happen to you, probably the worst thing at the same time.
Yeah.
The worst thing is if you're not strong enough, you can get demotivated, you know, you fail, you don't want to start again. Also, it might give you that resilience, which sometimes can be a bit of a negative, because you're like, it's grand, I can lose everything, make it again.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work that way, you know, it doesn't necessarily work that way. So,
well, I think, you know, once you made it once and you lost it, you have the tools to make it again.
Yeah.
You know, I know you might be down and thinking like, but you're thinking in your back of your mind, no, fuck this, man, I can do this again.
The experience that you gain from that is priceless.
Yeah.
Nobody can teach you that, no books. When I see like documentaries, or when I see lads talking about you do this and you do that, it's all variable.
Yeah.
It's all variable. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think young lads out there should stay positive. It's not easy. It's not easy for young lads, especially. Like, the world is a demanding place. You're always as good as your last transaction.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is you stay positive. You forgive as much as you can everyone that tried to do you wrong. You stay close to your people that loved you when you were down.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And pray every day. Wake up and thank God every day that you're alive.
Yeah.
And if you think positive, and this is not just from Marcus Aurelius, but if you just think positive things will come to you.
Oh, no, 100%. Yeah, like, we're always trying to get that message across. But
well, what's the other option? The other option is to be negative, right? Because it's not like you got like positive, 80% positive, 60% positive. No, it's either positive or negative, you know?
Yeah.
And if you don't do, like, I think you always get back what you put in life.
Yeah.
At one stage or another, it will come to you exactly like what you did.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not this year, next year, in 5 years, it will eventually come to you, you know? Yeah. And I think you should learn from those experiences and try and do better next time, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Well,
and
that's the goal, isn't it, really, you know?
Well, the universe only says yes.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So if you keep going with a positive mind, positive attitude, you will eventually get it back.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, like, you know? But that's why I'm here today, because I love it.
Happy
I love what you guys are trying to do. And I saw some of the guests you had on, like, really refreshing to see that they're trying to spread the good word.
Yeah. Like, you know, we just wanted to, like, every episode's different, isn't it, really, you know? So we just want to fucking, like, we had a fucked up life, you know? And now look at us, you know? And that's kind of where the people were getting on as well, you know? The show, like, we had a girl on that was a domestic violence. We had another girl on, remember she had a fucking mad life on crack and this.
I saw the episode, but what's refreshing is she's in front of the camera and she's talking about it.
Yeah. She's making everybody else aware of it, you know what I mean?
Does make a big difference, like, and I think it's in Dublin is missing something like that. It's missing someone to just come on and just spread the good word.
Yeah.
I find.
100%, yeah.
I find everybody's telling me, did you see this on YouTube or did you see that on YouTube? But yet all of these things are either in the UK or in the States.
Yeah.
So there's nothing here like that, you know. So fair play to you for having these people.
No, here, listen, we're happy to have them on, you know. Spread the word, you know, like it's...
Yeah.
Like, don't be negative. Be positive.
Well, do you know what? It's like good weather. If you're positive, it's almost like there's a good day today, it's a sunny day, then you get another sunny day and another sunny day.
Yeah.
Literally speaking, you know. So we had a great week with Paddy's Day, and it almost lasted like that, like 2 or 3 days. So if you wake up positive, it's not easy, right?
No,
it's not easy.
It's not fucking easy. No, like we talked about last week about having knockdowns all the time. You get up and you're doing well, next minute bang, you're back down, someone dies or someone, you know.
And it's tough, it's tough, as you get older and more stuff like that will come at you. And, you know, I can tell you even from my own experiences, and even lads that I know that are totally doing well, in the background, it's tough to wake up in the morning and stay positive and say, thank you, God, for what you've given me. Like, it's actually easier to just get up and not do any of that. And just keep going, you know? I suppose you got to get out of the matrix, no? You got to get out of the matrix. You
got to get everyone wants out of the matrix.
Well,
you know?
Come here. Comfort is and for anyone watching here, you know, we speak about like books and what you can read and stuff. Napoleon Hill, great guy, loads of podcasts on, and I recommend anybody watching this, just put your earphones on and go to bed listening to this guy 2 hours straight. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad, really good, a really good read, fast read, really small book, but it explains how human nature works, how comfort is the biggest virus, how they want you in the system to be comfortable because that's guaranteed. You're gonna stay stuck. You know, it's guaranteed like income for the government or for the elite or whoever's gonna like set that system up. So comfort is the worst virus. You know, and the middle class always suffer. Right? You're paying for everything, you're suffering all the time. So I suggest anybody trying to get out of the matrix, take yourself out of that comfort zone all the time. If you don't do it, if you're thinking I've got this income and I go on these holidays and I do this and I do that, that's you pretty much set up for life. You know, once you get like a mortgage, 2 or 3 cars and you got all these debts, you're not coming off that road. You know? Now, easier said than done. Some lads are lucky enough to... You're starting to sound like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, what a guy. You know, I speak to some of the guys that do some work with him that on fucking, Instagram. Your man, that documentary thing, Louis thing, with your man Tiki Tucky, he's some kind of piss, man. Jesus Christ, man. Hey, but listen... I know, boy, you know what, he made himself out to be a bleeding... Your man Louis made a fucking tick out of him. He made an absolute bleeding show of him, you know what I mean? Come here. The world kind of needed a bit of a balance, whether you like the message that Andrew Tate and his brother is putting out there, whether you like some of the podcasts from the States, you know, Fresh and Fit, or whether you like what Jordan Peterson has been saying. Don't take that as just the one thing out of this pot and say, oh, this is not a good message. That was needed to balance the books a little bit. Like, I could give you a bar of gold if you throw it in the river or put it in the rubbish bin. Sure, it's worth nothing. So all these messages are giving you something. You'd want to be not smart to not pick up on what works for you. You know, and this whole idea of, you know, all these speeches that you see, like, that's why Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate, you know, gathered a bit of momentum, because they're breaking it down for you in real terms. Like, you hear all the time, follow your dreams, follow your passion. Who tells you that? It's always the guy that's a millionaire telling you that.
Yeah.
The guy that has made it always tells you follow your passion. As a young lad out there in Dublin today, or in Ireland, wherever you are, your responsibility is to perfect your talent at this moment in time. Your passion is irrelevant. You know, the lad that makes the bolts for the building that we're sitting in and the cement, and the lad that's producing the paint, that's not his passion.
Yeah.
The passion is the success of that business being successful, right?
Yeah.
Or the passion is the pleasure of that success. So for anybody watching, my main thing is you just perfect your skill and your talent. Your passion will come after.
Yeah.
You know, if you're good at something, you'll be passionate about it. Whatever your business may be, if you want to open a small shop, you know, a coffee shop, like clearly your passion is not selling coffees or making coffees. You just want the business. So yeah, no, the world needed that. I have to say, like, we're missing that a little bit in Dublin. I have to say, like, I wish there was more people out there. And you do see it in the UK, you see it in the States. You see people out in the street talking to other young lads.
Yeah,
and we just don't get that here.
Yeah.
We don't get it. You might get the odd guy in Grafton Street.
Yeah, there's an odd bloke there. There's a bloke in the city centre now, isn't there?
Yeah, that's the
Going
only
around
thing you
talking.
get, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's missing. It's missing. And I feel for some of the young lads in Dublin, like I find sometimes that the only escape they have is maybe Al Gibbs Freaks on Friday on FM 104, like, and there's nothing else, you know, and then you're finishing up work and then you're going to the pub for a few pints. That shouldn't be your
big.
No, it shouldn't be, like, it
yeah.
shouldn't be. It's great and it's amazing, but that shouldn't be it, you know. So there's a few sayings. I never say thank God it's Friday. I never, like, if I'm looking forward to just Friday, then that's what are you doing with yourself? Or when I hear guys saying to me, "Oh, I can't wait for Christmas," and it's like October, I'm like, please, bro, let's just not talk that way. You know, let's not look forward to something that's so far ahead.
I'm looking forward to the next hour.
Yeah, so I think freedom for young lads comes in different ways.
Yeah.
But the main thing is secure yourself financially.
Yeah.
You will escape people that you don't want to hang around with, jobs and adventures that you don't want to be in once you're secure financially. Like, look, it's not easy even for young girls, like, you know, the demands. The demands that of the workplace and of society and life itself. Are massive, are huge. But I think especially for young lads, because you are seen as the leader, because you're seen as the guy that has to be at the forefront of everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, like, we're men, like, we're a little bit too adventurous in a stupid way. Like, we'll go to Vietnam, we'll be like, I think I'll come back, it's okay. You know, so we are like that, and it's built in us. And that's why we take risks. That's why we do things the way we do them. But no, I think life is good. I think life is good in Dublin. It can be really good, like, for everybody, you know. It's a good city. It's a good place to grow up, I think. You know? Yeah,
where we grew up was a great place, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and it's mad, like, but, you know.
Look, it's all about the weather as well. Like, it makes people so much happier. Everybody tells you, "Oh, I love going to Portugal. I love going to Spain," but they're always going in the summer. Yeah. So the weather has a big part to play in it, like, you know.
Yeah, like, even today it was lovely out.
Yeah.
Everyone was going around delighted, you know. It's great. Yeah, people waving in traffic and all, you know. Tomorrow it'll be raining. Be like,
yeah, you can make your own weather in your head as well, though.
Yeah,
you have to stay positive. So, you know, you have to read every day. You have to say your prayers every day. I suggest never go to bed without thanking God for giving you the day that you just had.
Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing. And the feeling that you get, genuinely, the feeling that you get. You don't need to find Jesus for this either, you know. The feeling that you get by doing that, I think it's immense.
Okay.
I think it's incredible, you know. I can see things changing in Dublin. You know, growing up, every young lad as an escape had, like, either football or a boxing club, you know. And for a while I found that the tech companies kind of killed that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, lads found no motivation to do anything.
You're
maybe not starting. Well, you don't want to start a business because the job is giving you everything that you want.
Yeah.
You don't want to go out and play and maybe be good at something. And I think we're losing some talent. There's talent that's been lost. We don't know if these lads are good or not because they've got that job at 18, 19 with one of the tech companies. We don't know if they would have made it at rugby or Gaelic or football, you know. And that's killed a little bit, I think, the desire to be an entrepreneur. Because think about it, you open a business to get maybe a company car for yourself or maybe to give yourself expenses or give yourself something amazing. Sure, these jobs are given them to you now.
Yeah, so you don't.
So there's no really any desire for young lads to do that. But I think once you find out in yourself what you want to do, just focus on it and go for it,
Yeah.
like, you know, and give yourself the nice things in life after that, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's not all about cars and watches and whiskey and cigars.
No.
It's not.
So let's get on to what you actually do.
Well, if the lads want to follow me, the page that we run is called the Horology Lounge. So you'll see all sorts of watch postings, watch reviews, cigars, events that we do. So I'm lucky enough to travel a good bit. So I go to Geneva a few times a year at the shows. That's where all the big watch shows happen.
Okay.
Watches and jewellery. So it's a week-long event, twice a year. Lucky enough to get invited to Milan as well, so I go there quite often, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go even from Geneva, we just take a train and go to Milan and then come back to Dublin. But the watch and the car industry has exploded big time. Like if you see on YouTube, watches, cars, all this
they're
stuff.
all, yeah.
Well, because you see like every successful sports person.
That's what.
like,
Well, that's what they reckon, innit? When you have a nice watch and a blade thing, you know.
Yeah, so they all want to wear the nice watch. So the young lads want to do that as well. And they all want to drive the nice car. And every young lad wants to do that as well. It's kind of taken away a little bit from the magic though.
Yeah.
You know, before like even cars. Now everybody knows everything about every car. Every young lad knows everything. Watch is the same. There's still some hobbies that are still a little bit tough to get into, or maybe these circles are tough to get into. But yeah, the watch industry has exploded.
Really,
It's huge, yeah. It's massive in Geneva. Like, hey, where's your watch?
Yeah. I don't wear jewellery.
Yeah.
It was here
He
then
doesn't wear a watch, but he knows what time it is. Right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, so, and every young lad wants to wear a Rolex. They're nowhere near the best watch out there, by far. Like, they're a good everyday watch. But there's brands out there which are incredible. Like, you know, when you see the shows, when you see some of the pieces, are just incredible. But yeah, by far the most successful watch company, Rolex. They outsell everybody, by far.
And what would you recommend?
Well, what's your budget?
I don't know, the price of a Rolex.
Rolex are good for every day.
Yeah.
They're a good everyday watch. Once you Patek, you never go back.
Really?
Yeah, Patek would be the best. I don't want to say in the real world. In the real world, you got Patek and Rolex, but you got brands which are next level.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the really, really small independents that make only a few pieces a year, like Beauvais, De Bethune, Chapek are really good. Yeah, it's an interesting industry.
Yeah.
When you go to these events in Geneva and you're rocking with your Rolex, you're probably the poorest guy.
Yeah,
there. Like,
right. Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing: a gold Rolex will always be a gold Rolex.
Right.
I think, but for me, I prefer more old school watches, more dressier watches, leather straps. I think those are more interesting for me. Like,
Right. Okay.
yeah, I mean, look, it's funny how it ended up being a Swiss thing.
Yeah.
The war and the cold weather made all the watchmakers from England and France move to Switzerland and work there.
Right.
To avoid tax as well. So Rolex is originally like it's a German brand,
Right.
set up in England. Then Hans Wilsdorf moved to Geneva. So you know Patek was Patek Japek, which is it's actually a Polish brand.
Right.
Then they broke up, and then he partnered up with a guy called Antoine Philippe. So that's how you end up with Patek Philippe.
Right.
So actually, it's quite interesting. The biggest brands, German watchmaking is huge.
Right.
Alanga is a really, really big brand. The biggest brands are either English originally or French, most of them French. That's where all the watchmaking was made. Right. And then they all moved to Geneva or different cantons in Switzerland. Yeah, it's funny. It's a fun industry. People think that it's Swiss made, and it was always Swiss made.
Yeah.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
So it's European, basically, yeah?
Most of the watch brands were either started in England, Germany, or France.
Right.
If not all of them. Then they all ended up there. But now it has to be Swiss made. So now all these other brands set up shop in Switzerland somewhere to get the Swiss made badge in it. You know? But it'd be scary, like when you see you pay like 15, 20 grand for a Rolex, when you actually look into it, how much that watch costs to make, it's kind of scary. Like, yeah. The markup that you're paying is massive for all of these watches. However, so it should be, because if you want to wear a watch that the name of your watch is at the Wimbledon final in a big banner, or at the Monaco Grand Prix in a big banner, you're paying about 60 to 70% of the price of a Rolex is just that brand. That's how much you're paying.
Fuck that.
Yeah, well, listen. So that's how the world has gone, you know.
Yeah,
that's how the world has gone. But look, in a way, I don't see these things as shallow. I see them as something. Well, as a young lad, maybe it's giving you the motivation to go and get something like that. You know.
Well, to be honest with you, most young lads in Dublin that have Rolexes don't have a job. You know what I mean? They have a job that they don't pay tax on. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good feeling. I understand that.
No, here, listen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it. Whatever you want, whatever you're into, you're into. I don't care. You know.
I kind of understand that. Like, there's a good feeling. You sit in a meeting and you got a nice watch on and a nice suit on and nice shoes, and you feel like part of the setup in a way. I understand that.
You know
I really
what?
understand that.
I genuinely couldn't give a bollocks, like, you know. No, someone sitting there dressed to the head to toe, and I wouldn't have a clue what expensive clothes are anyway. Look what I wear, man. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, listen. Tom Ford said that dressing well is a form of good manners, right? So I guess what I'm saying is we're totally relaxed here. It's a different, you know, in the studio, it's a different attitude that we have when it comes to having, like, you know, a chat and talking about things. But when you go into a meeting, whether you like it or not, people are forming a decision on you on the first 30 seconds they meet you.
No, we know.
Whether you like it or not, they might not say it to you.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, they do it in two ways. So that's why I encourage young lads to always look well, always dress sharp. There's no such thing as being overdressed. Yeah. I don't believe in that. Never leave your house in casuals. Don't do that, because human nature, it goes two ways. They'll either watch you and they'll decide whether they want to do business with you, or subconsciously they're doing it, even with that meaning to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like an interview. Everybody you meet, every job you go to every day, it's almost like an interview every day.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, like, you know. And I don't want to say for a young lad or for a young girl, like, but for a person coming up in the world, I think dressing well is a form of good manners. Well, you're showing respect to the table anyway.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Now, don't get me wrong, if I was in a meeting, like, I'd probably wear a pair of jeans, you know, man.
Put on a suit every now and then.
Never wore a suit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, you will never be pulled up or judged for dressing too formal. I
think in Dublin, it's no one gives a bollocks, really, you know. If you're like, sorry to cut across here, a friend of mine is Italian, you know, and he says he loves Dublin the way nobody gives a bollocks of what you wear. Like he says, in Italy you get judged for everything, you know.
Yeah, you have to make an effort. Like if you're walking down the streets of Milan, if you're in Duomo or Via della Spiga or any of the, even if it's not Fashion Week or none of the shows are on, people are driven by that. Like they'll stop and say, "Hey, nice jeans, where'd you buy them?" Because there's so many of these shops and so many of these independent tailors, so people want to know, so they compliment you. Now we don't have that here, which is fine. I don't particularly like it. I think as a young lad, you should always dress to impress. Yeah. I think you should always put yourself forward in the best manner you can. But I tell you what killed that a little bit, and it's not just in Dublin. You know, you see like the head of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and you see all these like Jeff Bezos, maybe not. He tries actually. They've taken casual to a new level. Yeah. Like we would never see our parents or like any of our friends like parents ever dress casual. Yeah. Like you go to the local pub and I see some of the old lads still with a shirt and a tie. So we never did that. Yeah. Nobody ever did that. So when you actually see, it's only the younger generation a little bit that do that. Yeah. And it's kind of mixed. Like they wear, I know it's trendy and all, but they wear like slacks with like white runners and a steel watch. And when I look at that, it makes no sense to me. Yeah. Like none of that makes sense, you know? That's why even going back to watches, when I see people in meetings with a suit and with like a Submariner or a GMT Rolex, I immediately notice it. That's a sports watch. It has no business being on a gentleman in a meeting, you know. But that's just me. And I'm not talking about the shows or a bit of fun, you know, when you're out. But I think that's what killed it. And I don't think it's great. This is where actually I do like people like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson. You never see them casual like.
Well, you always see him on Andrew Tate and he's bare bleeding chest, you know what I mean? Sitting there smoking a cigar.
But he's always made an effort. He always has make sure your clothes are fitted. He always has a shirt or a top or a jumper, always dressed well.
His brother now, your man Christian, he's always dressed well.
He's always dressed well, yeah. So like we can't judge these people for giving that image and teaching guys to to
No,
dress
listen,
that
whatever,
way.
you know, I'm not
You
going to
know?
judge him for whatever. He does whatever he does. Mightn't agree with everything he does, you know, but...
Yeah,
That's
well,
it,
like Jordan
that's, you
Peterson
know.
says, like it's the marketplace is difficult, and we don't just
Yeah.
mean for jobs, we mean for everything, for the friends you make, the connections you make,
Yeah.
the girls you're trying to impress. You know, the marketplace is tough, so put yourself forward always.
Yeah, oh yeah,
The
100%,
best,
yeah.
and stay in shape.
Yeah.
Stay in shape. That's the main thing.
I'll do my best.
Stay in shape. No, it's good for the head. It's
Yeah,
good
yeah,
for the
yeah.
head. You know, eat
I know,
well
I go to the gym all the time. I know I mightn't look like it, you know what I mean, but like I do.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's amazing, bro.
I'll bring you down to the gym someday and I'll bench you.
But eating well is important, I think.
I know, eating,
know,
that's where I'm bollocks, do you know what I mean?
For every teenager
no,
coming
it's
up,
like-
guy or girl, I think you should eat well
Yeah.
and teach yourself to eat well.
But I know I've noticed a lot more young people are going to the gym.
Well,
They're
COVID
not-
changed
it's,
everything.
It's not real. It's not like, you know, where we were younger, drinking all the time. It's not really like that anymore.
No, it's not.
The gyms
COVID
are
changed
full of
everything.
bleeding kids,
Number
you know?
one, yeah, number one. And then the internet, like, it's got some negatives, but like the positives are like you're watching so much good stuff, healthy stuff. You know, like shorts and reels, and people are getting into that.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Yeah,
There's nothing
yeah,
wrong
I
with
know
it.
it.
You know.
No, we don't want it, you know.
And don't eat breakfast. That's the biggest lie ever sold.
I don't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
I don't eat till around 2 o'clock.
That's good.
Have a half a sandwich and a bleeding bowl of soup or something.
Yeah, don't eat breakfast. That whole thing of breakfast being the most important meal of the day, I think that's
Yeah.
for anyone watching. Please don't do it. It's the worst thing you can do. Don't eat breakfast.
You eat breakfast?
No.
No.
Well, I have a cup of coffee, that's me breakfast.
Hey, everything they told us was wrong, bro. An
Yeah,
apple a day
yeah.
keeps the doctor away. If you eat an apple a day, you'll be in the doctor's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the time.
Big
The
time.
fruit with the most sugar is actually apple. It's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
ridiculously bad
I know,
for you.
here, look at this. They're poisonous with everything, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I know. And
Having us eating like, you know, oh, it's organic. So what the fuck is the rest of the stuff? Shy. You know
well,
what I
this
mean?
chicken was organic for the
Yeah.
half a day before we killed it.
Like
yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
this is the healthy shelf. So what are the rest of the shelves? Shy. You know, it's fucked up. Like
Look, it's actually getting harder and harder to eat well. And I don't want to bring it back to watches or whatever, but like for a watch to be classified as Swiss made, only 60% of the watch has to be made in Switzerland.
right.
And it gets the tag Swiss
Gets
made.
that plane, yeah.
Yeah, or like for a suit to be made in Italy, if the buttons are put on as the last,
Yeah.
you know, part of the suit, that's made in Italy. So it's the same with food. So be very careful with organic stuff because it's
Oh no,
really,
it's all bull. It's all always
yeah,
bullshit,
it's
man,
not,
you
it's
know?
not. But
Free range, shy and all. Fuck off, man. Will you?
free range for a day before we
Free
killed
range
it. Yeah.
where it's free range so we can run from one side of the coop to the other. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Bullshit, man.
Which is some of the stuff that you know you get like when you're on holidays. It's amazing. Like
Yeah.
when they say organic, it actually is organic. Like it tastes amazing. The fruit, the veg is
Yeah,
incredible.
it's, yeah.
No wonder people go on holidays and then come back relaxed because
Yeah.
everything that they eat and do is actually,
It's actually
naturally
nice, yeah.
good. And you come back and you're so motivated to want to do things. So never lose that feeling of being so motivated.
Yeah, you know, I seen a thing there a few years ago. You remember you like spraying, you know, the farmers spraying in America. They'd be doing it in a straw hat and a thing. Now they're going out spraying in a big fucking suit like a bleeding spaceman, you know? Like, what the fuck are they spraying on the food that they're afraid to get on them?
That
And
tells you
then
everything.
we're going to be eating it.
That tells you everything.
No,
that tells you
oh,
everything.
100%.
I mean, we're still very lucky though. Like you know, especially down the country. Like there's some of the stuff that you get here is really really good still.
Yeah,
I have to say, America, I genuinely don't know whether to feel sorry or sad. Like some of the stuff,
Yeah, they're
I'm
bollocks.
very careful with what I eat.
Yeah, they're
It's
bollocks.
not even food.
It's not even food. Like it
No.
doesn't pass anything here, which is really bad. So
Yeah.
I encourage young lads to dress well, eat well, fast in the morning.
Stay out of America.
Stay out of America. Hey, listen, it's a very good country in many ways.
It's not.
Um,
It's fucked now. Imagine going to America now with Trump. Like, it's fucked, you know. You could be over in America and you turn around, no, you're an illegal. Stick you into a nicest camp or something. Yeah, man, that fucking Irish bloke. You see that? Some Irish bloke, he's on the radio crying, you know, like, I'm stuck in the thing. Turns out, he's at the abandoning his family here and he has a drug charge. He's at the legging it on, you know.
He's gone. Yeah,
Like, and
hey.
he's fucking, he came on the radio, just, man, what do people be thinking? You're on the run, or you're not on the. You're over here. Like, keep your mouth shut, man.
It's
You just can't, you
yeah, and look, you know, I do give credit though to the states. I mean, the word states, you got to understand, they're actually countries. So it's like Europe being like the United States of Europe.
Yeah.
And all the countries have to wake up every morning and run and operate. It would be a disaster. Like I think in a way how they do it, it actually works in a way.
Yeah.
So there are different countries.
Look here, I listen to that.
But they do suffer. They do suffer when it comes to some of the things. Like the big corporations got in early from vets to doctors, and they just taught everybody the wrong thing. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, like all that shit about drugs and cannabis, and you know, now it turns out cannabis can cure cancer and shit like that. You know.
After the Second World War, they took the blueprint of many of the things from Germany. So the word propaganda, actually, then they were like, well, it doesn't sound really right. So how do we do it? And they were like, well, we know what we're going to call it. We're going to call it public relations. So like PR is actually propaganda. So then they were like, we can extend this to food. We can extend this to cars. We can extend this to like, you know, people's lifestyle, and then, you know, like get them to eat certain things and do certain things and get them on different medications and stuff. So I do feel sorry for them in a way, because they're in a system that you can't escape.
Do you ever watch any kind of it? Like, I do watch the football and be on an American channel.
Yes.
And the fucking ads on the end of it.
I know.
You know, for some, say, epileptic stuff.
I know.
And then they say, may cause this, may cause that. If you start feeling this, go to the doctor. You're like, what?
And it's a vitamin or something.
And it's, you know.
I love that word may.
May.
Most likely, most probably will.
You're definitely gonna fucking
you know, some of the lads that live there, it's actually really incredible. Like, advertising in the States has gone to a level, like, they're watching Netflix or Amazon Prime, and you have to pay to not have ads. So you pay for the package, and then you have to pay not to have ads in the package, right?
Yeah.
So the ads have infiltrated the system in many ways. Like, you know what I mean?
You don't have to watch them, but you still have to pay for them.
You still have to pay for them.
Yeah, that's fucked up, isn't it?
You know, so like they picked up a lot of things after the Second World War, and they ran with it. Like nobody, you know, they were like, we're not selling, even like bacon was not a thing to eat in the morning.
Yeah.
If you could eat, it was like steak and eggs, if you could eat really well. And they were like, well, what do we do? Because we need to sell more pork.
Yeah.
So they just got in with all the GPs, and then they told everybody, listen, breakfast, most important meal of the day.
The food
pyramid. And then they learned that if we do this with cars, if we do this with clothes, if we do this with medication.
All psychological.
Yeah, it's all psychological, which is tough. It's tough in the States as a young person growing up, like, you know, whatever sex you are, like, it's really, really difficult, like, you know, to escape from that system.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, like, I encourage people here, like, always take advantage of what's in front of us here, because we're still living old school somehow in the country. Like, you know, even Dublin, I love Dublin as a city. It's such an old-fashioned city. If you're in town, you're in town.
Yeah.
Like, you meet some lads in London, and you're like, I'm in town. I'm like, you're like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
You know, so that takes away from your energy, that takes away from your eating well, from doing everything. Everything's connected, you know? So I do feel we're blessed here, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely, But
we're still missing some things we could do with more sun and more places by the beach. You know?
It wouldn't be so green.
It wouldn't be so green. True. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be a little.
It wouldn't be, no.
Yeah.
And the only thing though, I do, like, sometimes you're driving down Portmarnock or even down, like, you know, Blackrock or Monkstown or whatever, and you're like, if this was Spain, would there be like bars and coffee shops everywhere?
Yeah.
But then maybe the weather would just batter them all and kill them. So like, there's a reason why they're not there. But we do need the government to be a little bit more relaxed, you know, to allow people to just do more stuff. It just takes so much effort.
They're really now the bars and all, they're all gone. Like, you ever go to the pub in the evening? There's about 3 people in here, you know.
It's gone.
They're gone. They're going to be gone soon. You know,
it was great though, because in COVID, it kind of gave a bit of heart and a bit of courage to a lot of people to do different things that they weren't doing.
Yeah.
So the council was allowing maybe restaurants or bars or young lads with like maybe like a van to just put out a few tables. They kind of went back and took it all away again, like, you know. They kind of went back and took all those parking spaces. So it kind of kills your motivation a little bit, like, you know.
COVID was fucked up, wasn't it? When you think
COVID changed everything. It kind of gave a bit of courage to young lads, and it kind of took it away. Then
but like when you think about, like, so they were doing, like, say 10 people in a restaurant. If there was 11, it was dangerous. Yeah, you know, if you were going 5 minutes out of your area, it was fucked up.
That was mad. Yeah. I used to go cycling like all the way, like Hellfire Club, all the way up to like. Sally's Gap and all of that. So I used to get stopped by with the guards. I'm like, listen, I'm as far as I can be. I have to go back again anyway. So, and you know what? I was encouraging young lads to do that as well. Just get out, take, like a bit of danger. You need that. You know, you're not hurting anyone. Like you need that a little bit. So, playing it too safe sometimes is not the right way. You know, it's how
you have to
see
make him.
Well, you got to take a bit of risk. Like it's all about danger. You know, like it's all about danger, and it can be in many ways, in different ways. Like
100%.
you know, that you can experience it. A danger could be like even taking a punt and opening a little coffee shop that you want to do it. It's a bit of danger, and it teaches you that little thing of I'm not afraid anymore. Like,
no, 100%.
So, and we're missing that a little bit. I know it's an overplayed thing and an over battered topic, but really small businesses are not a thing that, you know, the government and the Dublin City Council are interested in it. They're not. I know this for a fact from talking to lads like that are involved in that, and even from myself. Down the country, yes, they survive on that.
Yeah.
It's so much of a headache to have too many young lads trying to do things like that for the council that they would rather not have it. They'd rather have the big buildings, the big businesses, guaranteed rates, guaranteed money, guaranteed income. Yeah. Than trying to deal with like these small little moving parts. They don't want it. It's no good for them. I know they say it, you know, we want it, but they don't really want it.
They want to encourage small
They
business.
don't really want it. They'll never collect the rates. They'll never collect like, you know, the employers PRSI and P30s, which is tough. Yeah. Look, I feel for anyone in business opening the shop every day, like you're handicapped every day. You open a shop, you're minus 3,000-4,000. That's how you open the business every day. So COVID kind of gave a bit of heart to young lads, and I saw so many people starting, and they just packed it in. Yeah. They packed it in, and not out of like desire or passion. It was just too tough, you know. It's easier to get a job. Yeah. So they did that.
Yeah, well, I suppose it was, wasn't it? You know. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I walked through the whole of fucking COVID, man. And never got any time off at all.
Yeah, most people did, like, you know, which is good. It's good for the head.
Nah, yeah, listen, to be honest with you, most people that I know that were off for COVID all became cocaine addicts and alcoholics. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like 100%.
It's crazy. Well, I mean, look, it kind of, at the very start, it's funny that you say, like, COVID changed things, people are not going out drinking as much. If you remember, at the very start, the weather was very good. Yeah. It actually, people couldn't go cycling or go and play football, so they were all sitting outside drinking. Yeah. So it kind of ramped up a bit more than normal, and then it just died down, and people were like, no, I'm not doing this. Right. You know, like, you know, I'm not going to the pub, I'm not drinking this much, I'm going out running, because they lifted the restrictions, so people became healthy again. Yeah. But I think that's good. I think that's good, in many ways, you know.
Every cunt's out running now, isn't he? You're going around.
Or cycling.
Cycling,
I don't get it when it's raining and they're cycling,
I fucking hate cyclists. They're a bunch of, you know what, they should ban cycling on the East Link. It's a joke. There's some prick in his lycra in the middle of the fucking road, and the traffic's coming this way, and you can't get past him because the road is so small.
Positivity, Bill.
Yeah, no, positivity. But
the guy in lycra.
They have the grass. They have so much fucking grass. Why don't they put a cycle track to it?
Well, here's the thing. Most of those lads, most of the lads in lycra, it's a bike lane. It's not a track. So the lad that's on his racing bike and he's got lycra on, that's like the young lad in the Civic or in the Glanza that's trying to race everyone. He's already hyped up. Yeah. So I do think that's wrong because they're already like a little bit aggressive. I understand what you're saying. I just do feel sorry when it rains so much and they insist in cycling and taking their kids out going to school in the rain at the.
See them bikes. You know what? Like, I don't mind people encouraging their kids to cycle on the road and teaching them and all. Why don't you bring them out on a Saturday? Like, why bring the cycle down and this, like, all this coming down through fucking Terranure? There's about fucking 20 schools. And all the kids are cycling with their parents, but the kids are on the inside and the parents are on the outside. Where am I going to go?
When they do that? Okay, no, that's tough, that's tough.
You're like, and there's a guy who does it, and I seem to be catch him every time I come around the corner. He's there and he has his kid, and you can see him looking around. He's looking back. He has a GoPro on his head, you know, right. And he's looking back all the time. He was waiting for me to do something, you know.
Yeah. Actually,
you're not gonna catch me.
We don't get like as much like you know, bad stuff or unfortunate stuff happening as much as you would think. Like, there's so many bikes on the road, and there's never really anything, like, you don't hear any bad news, which is great. Like,
I know.
Thank God for that.
Bloke only got played in
No, but like some of these lads are just like really fast on their bike, like. Yeah. I feel sorry for bus drivers sometimes. I'm like, where do they go? Where do they put the bus
Yeah.
between like
Oh,
bike lane here, the other car here, and the lanes, like the car lanes are
Yeah,
this.
the Rock Road is a view for that. The bike lane is bigger than the bus lane. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking, whoever thinks up this shit, let's stick a bike lane. Fuck the bike lane, man.
No, and that's one thing about Dublin. It's kind of changed a little bit, especially around Christchurch and stuff. It gives me that feeling like these man-made cities like Leeds or something in the UK,
yeah.
like really ugly concrete things and cones, and you
Yeah,
don't want that.
yeah,
You want to keep like, you don't go to Valencia or Barcelona or Milan and they're like, well, we're going to chop up these old streets because we're going to put the bike lane.
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
no, you can go out on your bike if you want, as much as you want.
Yeah. But
Or
we're
you're
gonna
on your
just-
own,
yeah,
like we're not
yeah.
chopping up the street. So I don't like that look, I have to say. It's very industrial, very man-made
Yeah.
around the city, like, you know, like bike lanes and cones and bollards and stuff. You're taking these old streets and converting them into
it's
what?
like, you know, outside the schools now, they're putting like fucking barriers that look like pencils with a rubber on the top and all. Did you ever see that?
I've seen them, yeah.
They're fucking horrible.
Are they
looking
static?
things,
Are
man.
they like, but they're soft or no?
Oh no, I think they're hard. Like,
Are they?
Yeah, yeah. They're for like obviously protecting kids going to school or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But they're fucking horrible looking things. Did you ever see them? It's like a pencil sticking out of the ground. It's a steel bar.
Yeah, it's very
and
funny.
It has
I've seen them. I've seen
a
them.
para, like not a para, what do you call it? A rubber on the top. Poxy looking yokes.
No, I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Well,
outside
listen,
all the schools. Like, it's like as if, let's put these outside the school so everyone know, this is a school. As if you don't know already, you know?
I just don't get grown-ups on bikes. I gotta be honest.
You know what I hate as well?
I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give a shit. I like, you're growing up, you're like, can't wait to be 16, 17, get your provisional license,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
a car.
get a
So
car,
now
yeah,
lads
yeah.
are like in their 30s trying to figure out what they want to do, like drinking pints
Yeah.
on a Wednesday. Like past the age of 16, you shouldn't be on a push bike.
Yeah.
Not as a method of transport.
Yeah.
Come on, get a grip.
You know, in Dublin, I think you should have to do an aptitude test to get on a bike.
Oh, you just
Some
shouldn't
of
be
them
on
are
a
just
push
fucking
bike.
morons, you know?
can't be a grown-up on a push bike. You can't be like cycling to work and showering in work and then coming out for your meeting. You just can't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, I don't care, like, you know, it's just too much. You
Yeah,
don't see that. We've
yeah.
taken it to a level now which is a bit ridiculous.
Yeah,
like, you know?
yeah. I know, fucking, yeah, everybody.
Like, lads are telling me, they're like, oh, it's great now, like, my job's amazing. I'm like, but it's raining. It's like, I got showers, I got a backpack. And I'm like, are you messing?
So you get
You're
up in the
35
morning,
years old. You shouldn't be on
get
a
on
push
a bike, cycle to work, have a shower and walk, go into your office. What?
In fairness, that traffic is like soul destroying.
I don't
I
care,
know,
bro.
it
It's
is,
more
yeah.
soul destroying to be on a push bike as an adult.
Yeah, it is,
With
yeah.
you.
yeah.
No
With
way,
you, 100%.
no way. And then sometimes when I see lads with these bikes and they're expensive, like, and they got the kids at the front, I'm like, you just have to park in your Range Rover because you want a very safe car here. But now you put the kids right in front of traffic.
Yeah, yeah.
Because growing up, like, your mum would be saying to you, I'm not worried about you, I'm worried about the other lad.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you can be as safe as you want, you
Yeah,
know?
it's that fucking each on the other side, you know?
Yeah, but get a grip, like, work hard, get a car,
Yeah.
and even if there's traffic, leave a bit early. I don't care. Look respectable. Like if you come to my office and you're sweating
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm going to have a shower, I'm after seeing you that way.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
lost all
yeah,
respect, bro.
yeah.
It's- No way. That's it. You're being
avoid-
performance reviewed.
And here the bikes that do you remember the bikes getting robbed? Yeah, man, what the other day?
There's
Remember
big
the fella
money.
outside
There's big
Lots?
money. Yeah. There's big money.
Italian fella, right? I says to him, man, were you for real? He said, I left it there overnight. I wouldn't leave a fucking bike outside for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, I seen a bloke there with a GoPro on his bike, you know, left his bike outside the shop, went into the shop, came out. He was like, anyone see me GoPro? Oh, where's my bike? Fucking, and this was a bike worth a fucking few quid, you know,
Yeah, of
a racing
course, yeah.
bike, you know.
A lot of these things are worth a lot of
Putting
money.
I don't know, maybe it's just me. As soon as I get out of the van and telling you, I just lock it. As soon as
Yeah,
I get out of
yeah.
my car, I lock it. It's just,
Of course, yeah.
people just leave their things open. Someone say, oh, someone broke into my car last night. Oh, how'd he get in? Well, I left the door open. You left the door open.
So lads are going around just
They're just
Throwing
checking the
handles,
doors.
yeah.
They're
And if it
noticing
opens,
now
it opens, yeah.
The windows go up on new cars. So that's how they know the door's locked. But see these ring doorbells, like, you know, I seen a video there a while ago. Breaking into a car, like, you're like, fucking... And not only that, you see his face and he's talking, everything.
We still live in a good country, though. We don't have any crime, bro. Like, think about it. Like, come on, there's no crime here. Like, we're talking about bikes and we're talking about things.
Yeah, no, there's...
Look at other countries. Like,
Yeah, no, I know, here, listen.
nothing like in comparison. You know
No,
what I mean?
but we have a lot of crime here, fuck's sake.
I mean, like, I'm in town and The guards are relying on you stopping because you're a good lad. They're like, hey, you stop, and people stop. That wouldn't happen like in other countries. It's like, if he doesn't stop, you can't catch him.
Yeah.
So we're very well educated in a way. Like,
I'll tell you
people
what,
just stop and communicate, right?
You go into the city centre in the night and have a look how nice it is. I'm telling you now, I was in the city centre about 2 months ago. I don't know.
Was it bad?
Yeah. I don't know where it was. Like,
it's still good though. Like,
it looked like fucking, no, it's not good, man. It was like somewhere in India.
Was it like messy?
Just full of scumbags.
Really? Okay.
It was
no,
like,
that's a shame.
No, here, listen.
It's bad.
It's fucking, I'm telling you, it's grim. You go in there in the night time and have a look. You think,
it's a shame.
The fucking foreigners are everywhere just drinking and fucking running amok, fucking
it's a shame.
fighting, and then the Irish blokes fighting with them, you know what I mean? It's...
Well, I find most of the Irish lads or the Irish like group of friends, they just go for 1 or 2 and go back home again. Like it's become a dinner thing, hasn't it? Like you just go out.
Yeah, no, air age and whatever, but I'm talking about non-Irish, you know what I mean?
And young lads, yeah.
Yeah,
like
I don't know who they are, I don't know what age they are, because... Yeah,
but you see, we're a young country, like other countries probably experience this. Like, imagine in the States, this happened in the 20s.
Yeah.
When everybody came in and started taking neighborhoods over and stuff you know. We're still a young country in many ways, like, you know. That's why I'm saying there's so many opportunities for people to do things. Like, it's never too late. In 50 years, we might be saying, like, I often, like, lads say to me, oh, Jesus, like, if I had this idea, like, it's a bit late now. I'm like, well, in 50 years' time, your kids will look back and be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Imagine if like my dad started that business like it will always be a moment in time where...
Oh no, 100%. I'm just saying, you know.
But it has become messy. No, I understand. I drove past one day, I couldn't
where
believe.
we live and where you live, and it's great.
Yeah.
Like it really is. It's such a safe place. Like you don't get me wrong. There is crime in the area and people breaking into cars or whatever, but they tend to be people coming in from different areas. Because most people in the area, well, I don't know what it's like now, but they kind of grew up with a mentality of they'll never rob your own.
You never do wrong to your neighbour, right? You gotta love your neighbour always.
You know, but never rob.
Never.
To be honest with you, well, nobody really had that in where we lived anyway. You know what I mean? But nowadays, like, you still see people coming in. You know, you see videos up on somebody put a video up. These guys tried to break into my house last night. It seems to be happening an awful lot lately, you know, but...
some areas are still like that, like around Terranure, Harold's Cross, around like Rutgar, around these areas. Actually, I know the videos you're talking about. I did see some videos in Finglas, and like there's always something like that happening, which is terrible. You got to take... Once people have a purpose, once you take them out of poverty, in many ways, once you take them out of that group of not doing anything with your day, you solve half the problem. Yeah. You know, you solve half the problem. And that's why I wish young lads didn't just have football, Gaelic, or a boxing club. Like, you know, I wish there was like, they did other things, like tennis, more golfing, like, so to give people more opportunities. Yeah. But it's so easy to wake up and meet the lads and do nothing. Yeah. It's so easy. Like, you know, it takes that courage, it takes so much courage in yourself to wake up in the morning, away from that. Even like say a prayer and break away from that and say, you know, the courage it takes to not meet this lad and say no. Young lads don't do it. Yeah, no. Most young lads fall into situations or
peer pressure,
just not to say no, like not to upset the other lad, like, you know. Yeah. And then you figure out that if the other lad wants to do something, they'll just do it or not do it. You know what I mean? So age and experience and role models are really important, like, you know. And that's why, unfortunately, a lot of the areas that we're talking about, homes are being like, they're broken homes, broken families, and it kind of, you need your mother and your father around all the time, and you'll get a blend and you get a balance, and you see a role model of this is what it should look like, and you go to work or have your business, and you come home, and that's the image that you have. But if the image that you have is the lads here and the lads there, and we'll meet up at some point and do nothing.
But that's mainly what's going on in Dublin now. You know, it's like not like family. Like, most people don't have a fucking mother. They have a mother, they don't have a father, you know.
Well, the father figure missing in the family is... Because their father figure is the older lad in the group, maybe, like, you know what I mean? That's giving them an opportunity to do something that's not quite right.
But we had guys on here from the Muay Thai club, you know.
Yeah.
There's a bloke who was a European champion and a Irish champion, you know.
I saw him,
And he was saying, podcast, like, when you start getting into fighting and stuff like that, it gives you a structure. You know, gives you a purpose.
Well,
you
it's
don't want to be, and it takes over your whole life then. Because
Well, it
everything
does,
that you
yeah.
want to be bleeding, you
It
want to be
does.
on cue with
Well,
everything, you know.
fighting, especially for men, it gives you that feeling you're going to war with yourself and with your opponent every day, right?
Yeah.
But it's everything, like, that's the pinnacle of you being disciplined. It's like going to the gym or going to football training, even going to the gym or doing, like, giving yourself, like, the good feeling of eating well.
Yeah.
You almost don't want to break it every day because you want to keep going.
Yeah,
Now, imagine
yeah.
if you're a fighter, inch by inch, every day you want to get to that level.
Yeah.
And it does give people an escape. And as a man, like, fighting and winning, like,
Yeah.
that sense of danger is giving you this feeling of I've achieved something, like, you know, even if it's making a weight
Yeah.
and then being in contention for a
Yeah,
fight,
yeah.
it's giving you that, like, you know.
Yeah.
I would encourage people though getting into boxing or even like MMA fighting. I know a few of the lads are involved in it and they always talk about pillars. It's still a sport or it's still an opportunity without pillars.
Yeah.
Like football or Gaelic or hurling, there's certain pillars and federations, there's things you got to meet. These things are like, if you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
You're like, if you get a fight, you get a fight.
Yeah.
You get a promoter and a manager, and that's about it. Like, there's no pillars stopping you. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So it is definitely something I encourage. Like, you know.
Yeah.
See, when we were growing up, if you're a young lad, you didn't have as much money. There's money around in many different ways now. So he's giving them a reason to
Yeah.
just not do things.
Yeah, they
And
don't
not-
know motivation to
well,
make it,
like,
you know.
yeah, like if they need a few €100 or a couple of grand, they probably have it in one
Yeah,
way or another
yeah.
at some point or another. Whether growing up, you're like, oh, I need to do something to get good
Yeah,
money,
yeah,
like, you know,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
kind of stayed motivated,
Yeah,
you know, and you pushed on, like, you know.
yeah, 100%.
It's a shame, but it's a shame what you said though about the city, like.
I know the city's fucked. It's fucked. It's only when you go in, yeah, when you go in, like, you know, even Abdul and that, you know,
Yeah.
like they won't go in the city centre, even in the afternoon. He go in the morning up to Grafton Street. He won't even go into O'Connell Street.
No wonder some lads say I just don't leave the house or I don't go in town anymore
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
I understand what they
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, because you know Abdul, like, he's a Moroccan, so he looks fucking foreign. You know what I mean? He gets
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's not a great
he was
feeling
walking
though.
by the
Yeah.
flats using pastry, and you were fucking
Yeah, that's not
water
a great
balloons
feeling.
arm and saying, you know, fuck off home and all this crack, you know.
No, that's not a great feeling.
No,
we don't
no,
want
it's
that.
fucking
We don't
horrible,
want
you
that.
know?
We don't want that. We don't want that. And I also find that the cost of living for a lot of young lads has gone. Well, it's so difficult for them to leave their house, so they're almost becoming parasites without meaning.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's difficult to leave the house, difficult to get your own place, difficult to get a car. Forget about buying a house. That's really, really next level stuff. But it's there's so many pillars for a young person to get out of the system
Yeah.
that if you, like, only the few will make it, like, you know.
Yeah, no.
That's why I always say, forget your passion, man. Just
just
harvest your
fucking,
talent.
yeah.
Just get good at something. Be really, really good at it. Because I promise you, once you get good at it, it doesn't matter what the product is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah.
It doesn't matter what the product is the success attached to the product that will make you feel good about yourself. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also, we're talking about giving lads the opportunity to maybe get into, like, some type of a sport or some type of an activity or a business.
Yeah.
For myself, like, blessed, you know, that I kind of discovered some hobbies that I like, and there was a need, you know, for someone like me, maybe, in my knowledge. I kind of really studied a lot about watches and about watchmaking and the brands, and so I'm lucky enough to get invited to different shows and different events, and some are happening even in Dublin. There's a lot of watch clubs, that, like, different groups that are happening, different shows, but they don't get advertised because of the stuff you're saying.
Right.
So there might be like a gathering or a meetup or a dinner.
Someone robbed them.
Yeah, they never put it up. It always
Yeah.
stays within a closed
Within
group.
this
So
group, yeah.
and that's another thing. I always try and invite more new people or young lads that got the passion or the desire to maybe learn these things, because Irish watchmaking is actually really good.
Right.
We've got a couple really good expensive brands here, believe it or not, like,
Right.
you know? Yeah, here. And Waterford was going to be called New Geneva when there was a lot of wars and a lot of fighting happening. Yeah, like, I really suggest people go and look this up. Waterford is where it's like our epicenter of watchmaking and clockmaking, like, you know? And a lot of shows happen in Waterford. A lot of big watchmakers, people don't know this, come to Waterford
Wow.
at least
Yeah,
once a
with the
year.
glass.
Yeah, it's huge. So not because it's my thing, but it's something. It actually is something. It's a little bit. It can be a little bit superficial if we're talking about watches.
Yeah.
But it might give the young lad that's maybe got a bit of time in his hands an opportunity to just
Time.
maybe.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yeah, time. Yeah, you see that? Bit of time in his hands to maybe like sit and read something or watch a podcast or watch something on YouTube and not go out and not waste his time and money on things that he shouldn't. So, so it is something that I love anyway, and something that I push all the time. But I wish there was more of that. Right. More of that happening. And I'm always invited to events and I'm always invited to different things and I travel. But I got to say, not because it's Dublin, but when they're happening here, there's a different feeling.
Yeah.
There's a different feeling. And I wish it was advertised more and I wish it was a bit more. Look, there's even worse. In London, you can't have these things happening at all. Yeah. They're mostly happening behind closed doors because of the crime. But when you go to Geneva or when you go to Dubai, the watch shows, and like in Dubai, you leave your watch and everything there. Nobody touches anything. Like you can go to the bathroom, you can forget it, come back the day after, it's still there, genuinely, literally.
They might be dropping a bomb on it now.
Well, it's changing now a little bit, but even in places like, in cities like Milan, like I said, or Geneva, it's good to see these events and these shows, and to see new crowds of people and people taking up the passion.
Yeah.
And talking to each other. Well, I think for me, I always thought as a man, you put yourself in a position where you got a nice watch, a nice couple of outfits, and you always look sharp and give yourself a good haircut all the time and always look presentable. The feeling that you have with that, cannot be described. I don't care what anybody says. But I think the watch is almost the catalyst of you making sure that you're well groomed and making sure that you dress well and you don't need like 10 watches, 20, 100 watches, one or two nice watches. It almost giving like people and young lads from a younger age a reason to kind of match everything about yourself, to dress well and present yourself well, maybe compliment the other guy. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I find in this circle, you're always meeting really nice, polite, well-educated, presentable, warm, welcoming people. Yeah. Genuinely. Yeah. Right? Of course, you're going to get a lad or you're going to get a person that's a bit arrogant or a guy that's not as friendly. These people are also entitled to have watches or be in these groups or these circles. That's human nature and that's the world we live in. But most of the time, 99% of the time, you're always meeting really, really good people. Yeah. Passionate about the hobby, talking about their city, talking about, different watchmakers and different brands. Yeah. And I genuinely think Dublin could do with something like that, we do organise some events. I do organise some events.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I do. And everybody says the same thing that I'm saying. You
need more of these.
More of these, more bringing people together. You see, because you're sitting around and there's watches on the table, you're eventually talking about nice food, you're talking about a bit of football, a bit of sport. It's a bit of an escape. Yeah. And you're taking the other guy's watch on, you're trying it and seeing it and you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's a bit of fun. It's almost an object to give you something to talk about. Yeah. And all of a sudden you're forgetting about the watch now. You're just moving on to other
talking
things.
About it.
It's just one of those things. And I suppose everything is like that in life, but particularly with watches, because it's an object that's here, it's on the table. Yeah. There's more connection to it. We could sit here at a car club and talk about cars, but the car's parked in the car park.
Yeah, right.
So we're not all going out now. So cars and coffee are good when the weather's good. Yeah. But with watches, I find everything's happening around the table and you're having nice food and enjoying yourself with your friends. We could do with more of that in Dublin, for sure. And I do encourage lads to get into watches because, like I said, it gives you an escape to be that successful young self that you were going to be. Yeah. I'm telling you, literally every person I speak to, they say the same thing. Yeah. Because first of all, you need to work hard to get something nice to put on your wrist. Then you maybe want to get a second piece, and then you meet another guy, and it's success by association. Yeah. Like we always said, show me your friends, I'll show you who you are. But for me, it's success by association. Yeah. So you're always going to meet another guy that's doing well, another guy that's got an opportunity. Yeah. You're eventually going to put yourself in a place where you're going to make a good contact.
Yeah.
You're going to put yourself in a position where you maybe get a better job or an opportunity. Genuinely always happens that way. Yeah. But next time I do the events, you should come.
Yeah, 100%.
You boys should come, a bit of food and
definitely,
Be good.
Get yourself a nice watch.
You never know.
No entry, no Rolex, no entry.
No? I'll paint one on me arm. Tattoo, Rolex.
I hope young lads are watching this and waking up in the morning saying
Save for a Rolex.
saying to themselves, I need to just be thankful to God, save for whatever I need to do in life. But never think negative, never talk negative to yourself, and read the Bible every day. It's the best escape.
That's it. Billy Big Balls, episode 30 in the bag. Billy loves you.
All right, brother.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks very much for coming, yeah?
Cheers, lads. Cheers, Frankie.